Hey guys, this is Fox, and welcome back to Civilization 5 Brave New World for our wonderful Iroquois TSL mod playthrough. And thankfully my record button is the same one that brings up the demographics screen, so we can just kind of take a look and see what we have going on here. We're doing fairly well. Approval is atrocious, which we are in the unhappiness area right now. But everything else, we're doing pretty well on everything else except for soldiers. We need a bigger military. You can always use a bigger military, which of course, well, I don't know. I'm an American, so I always assume bigger military. Just build more. When in doubt, just have more. But yeah, let's just dive right back in. It's been a while since I've had the chance to play Civilization. I've been playing around with the Long Dark and trying to figure out my editing software, which I think I have figured out. I think I've got it figured out, but we'll see. But anyways, we have a scout. What was my intention with you? This is how long it's been since I've played. I can't remember what I wanted to do with the scout. Well, he's gone over here. Oh, we can embark him. Oh, yeah, we're at that area now. Let's see, what did we have before? I think we're just going to hang out with Quebec City. Hopefully we'll be able to get them allied at some point. You can come back and hang out now since the other dude's gone. None of that. We are, before I started playing, I just kind of looked around. I've got a shit ton of stuff queued up in Onondaga, but that tends to be the case with your capital cities. But we're just about to get done with the National Epic. I've got a Coliseum queued up in a few places, and I'm focusing really hard right now on the Longhouse just because it's such a powerful modifier for the Iroquois civilization. So we are definitely gonna go with that. I'm not quite sure. Like I said, guys, sorry. I really should have jumped in, and I did actually. I took a look around. I promise, guys. I promise. I took a look around to see what I had going on, but it's been several days since I've played, and I've played a bunch of other shit since then. So I'd say it's running together, but no game is as good as Civilization 5. Except for maybe the Long Dark. I see, yeah, we've got currency that we're working on here, and hopefully, we're doing fine with gold right now. Sorry about the frame rate crash. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but we're doing fine on our gold right now. The main concern is the happiness level. We're at a -1 on our happiness, and maybe this is why everything's freaking out, because we have all these wonderful pop-ups jumping over here for civs entering the medieval era, which again, as I've said in a million episodes before, and which, any of you guys watching that are familiar with Civilization, the AI tends to like to kind of, they get their tech and they're like, that's it, that's what I'm going for, and fuck the rest of it. So we have completely given up on a religion. Just excuse me, guys. Just there aren't any left to get, so we don't really have a choice. So I'm gonna steer clear of any kind of faith stuff. I don't see what good that would do us. See, I can embark them from there, so that's good. All right. Well, hopefully Quebec City will get happy with us again. They were all buddy with us, and now they're very much not. I do have the lead with faith. Well, that's a nice touch, and they would like a great scientist. Don't know how quickly that will transpire. Oh, sorry guys. My throat's been really bothering me today. but we will carry on, no doubt. And let's see, I'm going to go ahead and build some mines over here as soon as the frame rate stops freaking out. There we go. And that'll take care of that. We got the National Epic up now, which will boost our great person production in... I'm not sure if it's just the capital city or every city. I always forget which one it is. But nonetheless, even if it's just the capital city, it would be great. But it gives you a 25% boost to great person generation, which you definitely cannot go wrong with that. And another thing I've got kind of planned out long-term wise, I do have a settler queued up in Onondaga, and the idea is to get it up toward the... I guess you guys can kind of see where I'm pointing here. But up toward the very northern part of Canada up here, this seems like the only decent spot. This up here. This seems like the only decent spot to have a city. I might do some filling in later on if our happiness is fantastic. But this seems like a great spot. We have access to some more fur and some iron. It's along a river, but we'll also get the extra happiness boost from having the whale. So that is definitely something we want to do. Plus, we desperately need a coastal city because we do not have one. And from the way that our allies are set up here, Pocatello might have an issue getting a coastal city. I think Pocatello is in the same boat that we are, but I mean, as you see, Washington, not just Washington, but George Washington, starts off right off the bat with a coastal city. So we definitely need to have that just for trade opportunities, and also because I'm not gonna lie, as I've said before, I love this game so much, but the late game, the right before you hit what we would consider World War II era tech, right before that up until the end, that's my favorite part of the game. I can't tell you guys how many times I've played with the Americans, and I've just had a navy that was just like, I mean, well, I've taken over the world before with them. I mean, it just, I don't know what it is about it. I just like having a huge navy, and where just anybody that wants to come and fuck with me, I can just be like, yeah, try to land troops on my shore. Just try. I guess that's the American coming out in me. Don't hate me for that. Well, let's see. This is a definite spot for a farm. So we'll put that over there. We'll let our scout actually serve a purpose now. And to think that I almost deleted that guy, and I probably should have. Hell, I might have built another one. I don't know. Like I said, guys, it's been a while since I've played. So I do remember I had one out on the West Coast. It seems like I deleted that one, so hell, I might have built another one just to do it. Just to get someone to go along the coast. Horseback riding does us nothing. I'm not concerned with that. Although, civil service, that food with access to fresh water. I lied. I'm always lying to you guys. Horseback riding does do us a fantastic amount of good, because it will allow us to get civil service, which will boost what little food that we are producing. I have been concerned since the start, and I knew when I played this mod and I selected this civilization, I knew that food would be a problem, just because we're in fucking Canada. I mean, we're not in the breadbasket of the United States. We do have the Great Lakes, and that's basically supporting our entire population. Everything else is just kind of like just little outlier, cities that we're going to have, and that we're probably at some point going to have to feed, feed food to. That would have been a terrible thing to say, but I said it anyways. But we'll probably have to set up some internal trade routes within our own civilization just to get some pop bonuses. But we might not have to. I don't know. We've got the lake here for that, and Grand River's in a great spot. So we might be okay there. We might be just fine there. So let's see. Um, I think it was horseback riding. Well, it says horseback riding in 2. I think civil service was 6 or 7 turns. So that won't be too bad. Again, my sorry about my frame rate freaking out on us there. Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. I do have I have a new build in the works for a completely new computer. I've decided that it is high time that I upgrade my gaming capabilities, and I do have a build in the works, and hopefully by the end of the month, or maybe at the beginning of next month, I will have my awesome new computer, and I won't know what to think, honestly, just because I would have never had that much RAM. The current build I've got right now, I've got 16 gigs, but I'm really thinking about pushing to 32. I think I'm just going to go ahead and bump it up to 32. And we'll just do it. If you're going to do it, damn it, do it properly. I want one of my favorite games, which is this game. I want it to run magnificently. So yeah, I've been really surprised so far with this playthrough, because usually at this point, you get some kind of war that has broken out by now, and it seems like it's usually Montezuma. I mean, Montezuma is like the warmonger of the world, and I know we're only 139 turns in, but I've been really impressed with our continent so far, that we're all just kind of like, hey, okay, guy, yeah, let's just hang out, you can come hang out, and you can wander through my city, and I can wander through your city, and let's not fight. Let's just not fight. I mean, that just really seems like that's the case so far, and it's just, it's bewildering to me, really. But I'm sure that I'm pretty much like 100% sure that's going to change. We don't have a lot of tension going on right now. We've got a little bit here, and then of course, with the United States, but really so far they've been very. Look, we're friendly. We're buds, we're pals. Washington's my bro. He doesn't care that we share borders. Look at that. I speak of the devil. Maybe I'm a psychic in a past life, and I really had no idea. But yes, we are going to work together. We are going to be buddies, because you're right next door to me. And if shit goes down elsewhere, it'd be nice to have an ally that might actually contribute to some kind of a war effort. So many times the case with this, it seems like, you end up, especially on the TSL mod, you end up with like your best friend, you'll be America, and your best friend in the whole world will be like Siam or something like that. And, you're trying to take care of your own hemisphere and whatever problems that you've got going on there. And yeah, they can't, they can declare war and send you money, maybe if you ask politely, but other than that, they're kind of useless, really, in a way. So this might come out, this might work out handy for us. We'll see. I don't know. Sometimes the AI likes to do the declaration of friendship thing and then immediately declare war on you. So that might be what's going on here too. I don't know. What I do know is that we're going to continue to build mines, and we're going to continue to build lumber mills, and every now and then I will knock down a forest, like I'm probably going to do here. We've got forest, grassland, and river. This definitely needs to be a farm for sure, just because it's along a river. But, for the most part, I tend to stick to what the map gives me, and then a little later on, I'll start going through and looking and saying, like, okay, we need more, we don't have enough food. We're not growing fast enough, so let's rip down some of those lumber mills that we built. But you can't put the forest back. So, that's something that you've always got to keep in mind. You cannot put the forest back. So, you're almost better in a way. If you're not sure, just lean on the side of caution and just stick some lumber mills out there. And because you can always rip them up. No problem. You see, somebody else has enhanced a religion. We don't know who. It was Hinduism. So, well, it's going to be hard to tell. More than likely it's Gandhi, but, you don't know. We don't really know. The only for sure ones that I set up are what we have right here in North America. And I believe I might have added Brazil. I can't remember. Like I said, guys, it's been so long. It's been so long since I set it all up. Which that's kind of cool in a way too, because it feels like, I'm coming in with a fresh start, and not even just a fresh start, but it almost feels like I'm coming in blind, like I don't know what I had going on, So that always makes for interesting gameplay. We need to get I think maybe when we get this settler done, at least we got our happiness back up to 0. That's the issue here, is that I'm really wanting to expand, but we're not in a position to do it. But if we do expand, we will be in a position to where we can have another luxury resource. It's that classic kind of like catch-22, like you're almost, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. One way or another. I don't think we'll have to worry about anybody trying to settle up here, but it's a principle. It's a principle kind of thing. But let's see what we can do with this guy. We've pretty well taken care of Seneca here. We can't buy tiles because I promised that I wouldn't, and we're trying to be buddies. We're trying to be pals with everybody right now. Later on, I will kick into full warmonger mode. I'm kind of wondering, I must have sent a worker away from here, because I had a worker here and then now there isn't one. So I'm just gonna, let's see, we got forest and grassland, forest and tundra. So we'll build a farm here. Let's see, we're not gonna be able to get around yet. We're gonna have astronomy so that we can let our units, our embarked units, and also our naval units get into ocean tiles. We cannot do that yet. And I actually think that we definitely need another caravan. I'm going to bump that up. We can't... Sorry about that, guys. We can't buy anything with faith yet, so no need to worry about that. But we need our trade slots full for sure, because I want all the money. Give me all of the money. And maybe we can use some of that money to abate the unhappiness that we're going to receive as soon as I slap this settler down up here. But I might hold off. I might hold off a few turns. I don't know. I'm torn. Oh, a great rider. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay. Well, first of all, we're going to send him up here, because we have time. There's no huge rush. But we are definitely going to create a great work. Let's see what we got here. It was Nathaniel Hawthorne.
World, individuals are so nicely adjusted to a system, and systems to one another and to a whole, that by stepping aside for a moment, a man exposes himself to a fearful risk of losing his place forever.
Oh, did you guys just have flashbacks? I'm sure most of the people watching this just had flashbacks. Nathaniel Hawthorne from high school. There's a really hilarious Family Guy skit, or scene, whatever you want to call it, where it's Nathaniel Hawthorne, and he's like, my sole purpose in life is to make 8th and ninth grader, to make the lives of 8th and ninth graders, just utter hell. and it's hilarious. But yeah, Nathaniel Hawthorne of Scarlet Letter fame. Which, it's been so long since I've read it, I can't even remember if it's good or not, but it's probably much better than I'm thinking it is. Because, yeah, you have that thing where you read something when you're in junior high or in high school, and you're forced to read it, so it's like, oh god, fuck that, it's terrible, I hate it, or whatever. I used to be like that with Shakespeare. I hated Shakespeare, absolutely hated it. But then as an adult, when I read it, when I read a little bit of it on my own time, and just for enjoyment, just to read it, I was like, oh, this isn't so bad. I think it makes a huge difference when you're told to read something as opposed to when you just kind of find it on your own. Let's see. We were trading with Washington, D.C., and that is what we will continue to do because it's giving us the most bang for our buck. We're going to annihilate the forest there just because food will be a problem in that city, as it will in all of our cities, but we have to do it wisely. Can't get carried away. And let's see. In Grand River, we're good on units for the moment. I always wish I had a bigger military, but we're serviceable right now. If we were to be attacked, unless someone just had an overwhelming force, I don't see us running into a problem. But we have a happiness problem. So that will, that's simple enough. Just build a coliseum and go from there. And we definitely need some more happiness because we're about to get a bump from our farms here along the random rivers that we have flowing about. So we definitely need to focus in on that. I think we have enough saved up at the moment. What I'm thinking of doing is we can slap that city down, and I'm pretty sure that it was within... Will it be within range? It will not. So we will have to buy... yeah, okay. Okay, Dosakis, dude. Hey, hold on. I'm strategizing here, guys. Quit interrupting me. But yeah, this is the spot we're going to go for. It's going to connect, no problem. And then if we want to fill in... If we want to kind of backfill in as we go, depending on the resources we get, we can do so. But the main thing is that we need to have enough money saved up to where we slap the city here, we immediately buy the tile, and we rush by a workboat, send it out there to get the whale. That is, I think, our best course of action here. Theology does us no good whatsoever, and most of these things have been discovered. Education would be nice, though. Education would be fantastic. Actually, Notre Dame might be a good thing to go for, and that'll get us guilds in the process, which will allow us to build trading posts. Artisan. It's so difficult at this point in the game. It just seems like one false move. That's what's so great about this game. One false move, and you're immediately behind. So, what do we do, guys? Do we take the education way? Do we take the... I think we head toward education, because it seems like we're definitely doing a turtle playthrough, as it's called. It seems like we've got our main cities here, and we're building them up as best we can, and we are perfectly content to just sit back and see what the rest of the world gives us. That's what this playthrough is starting to feel like to me. I really feel like I'm doing a hardcore turtle kind of thing. That might totally change, I might end up going to war and get all bloodthirsty and be like, "Arr!" And like I said, anyways, I prefer late game warfare, anyways. So once we get to that point, when I have tanks and bombers and shit running around, then I will be much more inclined to slaughter whoever stands in my way. But yeah, let's do education. You can't really go wrong with the education track. Sorry about the frame rate crash there, guys. I don't really know what's going on with that, but it's happening. And hopefully we'll be able to get through the turn without the game crashing. Let's see, what do we... I'm just gonna move them up there, let them do the lumber mill thing, and go from there. And that is the edge of the map, so we don't have to worry about that. We'll cut through here. And there probably is not a reason for us to go this way. I wish we would have filled out the map completely. I actually might send the scout this way, and just to see if we can sneak on shore and see the majority of Canada. I want to see all of Canada, not just little parts and bits and pieces of it. But anyways, guys, yeah, I think I'm going to cut this video here. We're running close to 30 minutes, so it seems like a good spot to stop. And yeah, we're at that, like I said, we're at that point in the game. I'm not an ancient, medieval, or Renaissance warfare kind of guy. That's not the type of Civ player that I am. I usually just try to get through it. If someone goes to war with me, that's a totally different story. Then I will respond in kind and do whatever. But as far as if anyone's looking for bloodthirsty, kind of like take over the world kind of stuff like that, for me, it's going to happen way later on in the playthrough, because I enjoy Modern Warfare. I like it so much better. It's, it moves smoother, it's faster. It's also more evenly balanced, because a lot of the special units and stuff like that are kind of gone by that point. So it's you have to be more strategic about what you want to do. But that's for a totally different video on a faraway day at some point. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope to see you soon. Take care.